German is probably the language in which the members of ABBA recorded more songs than in any other language, except for Swedish and English. Over the years, ABBA and the members of ABBA recorded over 30 songs in German language. The songs are often rare and unique, and the stories reveal some beautiful personal relationships. They even performed their German songs on television. But 10 years before ABBA's breakthrough with Waterloo, in 1964, Björn's band before ABBA, the Hootenanny Singers, recorded 3 songs in German. Their hit single Gabriel as Denk daran, and 2 beautiful recordings for their 4th album International.
Wenn keine Vögel mehr fliegen, kein Fisch mehr schwimmt in der See.
Another Swedish band, Benny's band before ABBA, the Hepstars, also recorded 3 songs in German.
Komm, little Tom, sie ist wieder da und ihr buntes Kleid ist so wunderschön.
Those were written by German songwriter and producer Hans Blum. He would also be involved with German songs for another Swedish artist, Agnetha Fältskog. At the end of the 1960s, Agnetha lived in Berlin, Germany for some time. She was in a relationship with German composer and producer Dieter Zimmermann, and her aim was to develop a career as a German Schlagerstar. Agnetha recorded some of her German songs in Berlin at Hansa Studios. Some of those songs were written, arranged and conducted by Dieter Zimmermann, and some by Hans Blum, who had worked with Lena Andersson and the Hepstars before. But intriguingly, for those male-dominant times in the Schlager industry, Agnetha herself would also write the music to some of her German songs herself, sometimes adopted from her original Swedish recordings. Between 1968 and 1972, Agnetha released 16 German songs on 8 singles. There are some really beautiful moments and tender vocal performances. Agnetha even performed on German television in 1969. This was one of the big shows of the year, with live transmissions into 17 different countries. This was Agnetha's biggest performance by that time. She even had the honor of opening the gala show as the very first artist of the evening. Agnetha sang her German song Concerto d'Amore. The show was taped and broadcast in color, and this show still exists in the German archives, but unfortunately they don't broadcast or release the footage. Today, this performance remains a lost jewel of television history. Besides those 16 German songs released, Agnetha recorded more songs in German that remain unreleased to this day. One of them is called Hokus Pokus Fidibus. It was adopted and recorded by Austrian singer Peter Kraus, famous for paving the way for German rock and roll, often called the German Elvis, but then going into Schlager, amongst others with this song, originally recorded by Agnetha. Agnetha's 16 German singles were never released officially on CD, but in 1994 an independent CD release compiled all 16 songs and featured Agnetha's German recordings in pristine quality and transfers, even approved by Agnetha Fältskog. Today, Agnetha is very fond of her German years and those recordings. She wishes that they would be released on an official CD. Agnetha said, "Personally, I would love if all of my German songs would be collected in a box set. Maybe someone from the music industry reads this and will start working on it." By 1971, the future members of ABBA have all crossed paths and were frequently working together on their solo projects. That year, Björn and Benny released 2 of their songs as a duo in German language. Hey Musikant, the German language version of their hit single Hey Gamlemann, and a German version of their soundtrack song Language of Love. Then it was time for ABBA. 3 of their early songs were also recorded in German. The first 2 tracks from their debut album were recorded in German for an exclusive single release in Germany, Ring Ring and Another Town, Another Train, translated as Wer im Wartesaal der Liebe steht. Waterloo was released 1 year later, not only in English, Swedish and French, but in German as well. For the German language version of Waterloo, ABBA received help from Hansi Schwarz, member of Björn's band before ABBA, the Hootenanny Singers, who helped ABBA with the German pronunciation. ABBA performed the German version of Waterloo on television. This performance was released on DVD in 2014 as part of the deluxe edition for Waterloo. At the end of 1974, ABBA also performed parts of the German version of Waterloo on a live broadcast in East Germany as the big finale. For those German recordings, as for all of their other multi-language versions, ABBA always used their original instrumental backing tracks, always mixed slightly different. They would also use those original backing tracks for 4 further recordings in German language, with lead vocals by Swedish singer Lena Andersson. She recorded German versions of the ABBA songs Hasta Mañana, Nina Pretty Ballerina, SOS and Fernando.
Es war unsere Nacht, Fernando.
All of them with ABBA's original backing tracks, and all of them, in my opinion, terrific, heartfelt vocal performances by Lena Andersson. In 1976, those recordings were collected together with all 3 of ABBA's German songs and other ABBA songs in German by some other artists on this rare, beautiful LP release in Germany called Fernando and 11 other ABBA hits. As with their German solo songs before ABBA, ABBA's German recordings failed to become the big hits on the charts, but they remain an incredible piece of music history. We wouldn't hear any more German recordings from the members of ABBA for the next 3 decades. Then, in the 21st century, it was finally time for Frida to give us music in German language. In 2003, she recorded the first collaboration with her friend Dan Daniel. This German song is called Lieber Gott, a spiritual hymn about faith. Frida's vocals are simply gorgeous, full of tenderness and grace. She even recites the Lord's Prayer, Our Father, in Swedish as a spoken word section in the song. In 2015, Frida returned to the studio with Dan Daniel for another collaboration in German. 1865 was a tribute to Frida's new home in Switzerland and the Matterhorn mountain. This song was also recorded as a German version, for which Frida sings lead vocals in German language. Again, her delivery is so beautiful, her vocal intonation is even more poignant than in the English counterpart, in my opinion. There we have it, all of ABBA's German language recordings, the 3 originals, and all of their solo recordings in German, over 30 songs in German altogether. You could basically compile them across 2 CDs. What do you think of these versions from ABBA and the members, the rare performances, singles and album releases? Which German songs are your favorites and why? Let me know in the comments below. Alright, until then, hey do!